Hi, welcome to North State Law. My name is Nick Dogle. I'm the owner and founder. Today's topic is the impact of an arrest and or conviction on a professional's license in North Carolina. So what we're looking at is if an individual who is a licensed professional in North Carolina gets arrested and possibly end up getting convicted, depends on what happens with the crime. Well, how does that impact their ability and their professional license with whatever board or agency that they have? Now, there's a lot of boards and a lot of agencies out there. So I'm just going to go over some of the actual basics, but each board might be slightly different. But in my experience handling things like this on multiple boards, the key ones are reporting any sort of arrest. Most boards, if not all, if you have a question on this, double check. You can call me at 919-521-8810. But most boards are going to require that an arrest is reported to them. Again, not all boards are going to require this. Most boards, overwhelming majority of them. Call me and I'll double check for you if you're not sure. Now, say you do report that to your board or your state agency. All right, now what? Well, you're going to go through the legal process. You're going to have a criminal defense attorney, and you need to make sure that your criminal defense attorney is readily aware that you have a professional license, that this arrest and or conviction could potentially impact it and result in a suspension of your license, revocation of your license, reprimand, a lot of different scenarios right there. But for your criminal defense attorney to do the best job for you, they need to know that. So make sure that you communicate that to your criminal defense attorney and let that process kind of work itself out. In the meantime, you've already reported it to your board, assuming your board requires that. So the next process is going to be, well, what type of crimes are they going to look at as being a rules of professional conduct violation? Is me being drunk in public going to be a rule of professional conduct violation? Is me getting into having a DUI, is that going to be a rule? It really kind of depends. There's not really a bright line rule. I will say a lot of the boards will say any felony conviction is going to be a direct violation. Any certain misdemeanors, some, for the example, the Board of Nursing says, and this is ambiguous to a certain extent, but it's any conviction that impacts the person's ability to practice as a nurse in North Carolina, or shows unfitness to practice as a nurse in North Carolina, I should say. Now, obviously, that's a little bit subjective, and there's no real clarification as to what that is. So really what you got to do is you have to work hand in hand with your criminal defense attorney. If you have somebody representing you on the professional license side, work with them as well, and then kind of get a better idea of what's the best course of action to take in regarding to your charge. If there are certain violent crimes, more than likely that is going to be something that needs to be reported. That's something that if there is a conviction on that would need to be reported and probably would impact your license in some capacity or another, more than likely. Some boards, like the North Carolina Board of Engineering and Surveyors, they state that crimes, misdemeanors, and felonies that involve dishonesty, untruthfulness, fraud, things of that nature are an ethics violation. I believe there's a lot of boards that fall in line with that as well, and as they should. I know the State Bar deeply frowns upon attorneys that have those sorts of criminal convictions and criminal charges, and those are something that, as far as the State Bar is concerned, would need to be reported as well. So again, if you have a situation where there is criminal charge, don't make it worse with your professional license board. Double check. More than likely, you're going to have to be transparent and report that before your next renew of your license. And then from there, you'll go through the process. You'll have an opportunity to explain your side of the story. The criminal process takes a while. So while that's going on, your case is more than likely going to be in limbo with your licensing board. But unless certain exceptions apply, like an injunction filed by the board or something along those lines, you'll still be able to practice in your profession until your criminal case is taken care of. So if anybody has any questions on that, I know it was a lot of information thrown out there, please give me a call or text at 919-521-8810. You can also look at my website, www.northstatelawfirm.com, for more information. I can also be reached on social media. I've got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn as well. Look forward to next video, and hopefully everybody is having a great day. And thank you for taking care of North Carolina. Bye-bye.